Hey, I just want to mention I've got Autopilot 1 on this vehicle, and it is noticeably more stable and more accurate than Autopilot 2 that I have, I guess because it hasn't quite reached parity with the data yet, but I'm hoping Autopilot will soon. I'm sure it will in the future. But for now, this Autopilot 1, it's really stable. That's all I can say. I can definitely feel the difference between it and Autopilot 2. Hey, I also want to mention the difference in the ride quality. You know, I drove a P90DX about 2 weeks ago, and I noticed a really harsher ride anyway, jittery ride, and I would say that was noticeable. Like, it would be uncomfortable on the highway and driving around. This is a P90D, and it's got the same wheels and tire sizes that mine does. It doesn't have the upgraded 22s, I think. I've got 20s on mine, and I will say that overall, this is acceptable. I would have no problem driving this on a daily basis. I think that the wheels and tires must make a tremendous difference here in the ride quality. I'm sure the suspension tuning is a little bit different here, but that is barely noticeable. It might be a little bit tighter maybe, but the ride quality is great. I could definitely handle this on a daily basis. So I'd say if you're concerned about ride quality, don't get the 22 rims. Alright, well, you know, I'm going to have to test the acceleration on this P90D. It doesn't have launch mode like the 100 does, but let's test it out and see how it does. I've got max battery power on, Ludicrous Plus mode as much as I could. I push and hold it. Doesn't give the disclaimer, but let's check it out. Pretty good. All right, let's do another run here. It topped me out at 86 miles an hour, as you can see, because it's a loaner. And if you want to get a tutorial on how to do these launch modes, which I can't do in this vehicle because it's not a P100, it's a P90, and how you do Ludicrous Plus. This also doesn't have Ludicrous Plus, I don't think, although it might. Not the same exact system. Check my other videos on how to do that. I've got not lots, but a couple of the videos on the P100D Model X. Just search that up on my channel. Hey, what I noticed here on this, I just raised the suspension up, is that like the picture of the rims on this vehicle are different than the ones that on the outside. I'll show you in a second. The ones on the outside are the standard rims that I have, but these are the high performance 22s that are shown. Let me see. Where's my vehicle? Right, there it is. Tesla. Okay, let's see. Yeah. See, my vehicle does not have these rims, so they may have downgraded the rims on this vehicle. I don't know. Maybe they had a lot of problems with these. Who knows? Well, here you can see it's got the standard rims on it. Not like the picture shows. And actually, look, the badging here only says 90D. And of course it's got the red calipers. Those aren't shown in the picture either. So this is a pretty unique vehicle. I'm not sure what's going on. I want to ask them about this later on. I've never seen one like this before. Go back and see that. Yep, just a straight 90D. But if we go inside here, it shows Model X P90D. Something else I noticed is this one has the power spoiler. It's one of the early models. We're going to approach it. Should pop up. There it goes. In addition to all the other power options. Hey, what you hear is outside the vehicle here, the sound of the battery preheating to max battery power. It's pretty loud. I think it's even louder than when you're supercharging it at 300 miles per hour charge. And look at those red things. That's the secret way to enter the trunk. I do have a video on that. I'll just do it right here so you can see it now. 1, 2. It opens the trunk. Anyway, I got another video on that and how that works. There's supposed to be a cover on that. But this sound is, it's really loud. It's not very much like an electric vehicle. And it's also wasting a lot of energy. So you got to keep that in mind if you get a performance model and expect to get the max acceleration by hitting max battery power. There are definitely some drawbacks to it in everyday driving. It also takes at least a half hour to warm up initially to get to that heat. You can't do it instantaneously. You have to wait and make sure it stays on too. Something to consider.